Hello, friends. Welcome to another Thursday Night Live. Tonight, we're going to do some like vintage mod looks with the Let's Chat stamp set. We're going to make some handmade cards, beautiful cards using Let's Chat stamp set and the fabulous new Flowering Zinnias designer series paper, which I am obsessed with. Y'all might get tired of it because I used it last week. I'm using it this week, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to use it next week too. I just can't get enough of it. So that happens to me. You know, you get in a rut, right? I don't know. All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, Krista. So glad you're catching me live for the first time. And Sharon and Fonda and Jill, I'm so glad y'all are here. If you are here and watch me live, go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know that you're watching. And let me know where you are joining me from. If you're watching the replay, special welcome to you as well. I love knowing that you guys come back later to catch the replays of these videos. So leave me a comment and let me know what you think of this beautiful, fabulous designer series paper. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope that you will hit that subscribe button so that you always know when I go live. If you haven't met me before, I am Heidi with Oni Go Stamping, and I'm going to help you reconnect with your inner artist. We all have one, by giving you lots of tips, tricks, and inspiration to create beautiful handmade cards and gifts with stamps, ink, and paper. And that is what we're doing tonight. So hello, Dana and Lori and Susan. So glad y'all are here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make my screen look a little bit bigger. See if I can get this set up. There we go. All right, so first up, let's look at what I'm going to be using tonight. So I'm going to use some of these shiny sequins. Now, unfortunately, y'all, this is so sad. These are brand new, brand new. They were on pre-order for demos last month, and we kind of went crazy, and they're no longer available. Well, they're not available right now. They're going to be back in April. But these are the shiny adhesive bag sequins, and they're so pretty. That's why they went so fast. It's one of the great things about being a demo, though, is that pre-order period, so you can get your hands on these beautiful things before they're gone. I love them so much. I'm using them anyway tonight, even though y'all can't get them, and I feel bad for that. But they are going to come back in a couple of months. I'm also using some of the new, I want to say, embossing folders. The words just fly out of my head. The new embossing folders. These, I don't even remember. The fun patterns, I think, I don't remember what they're called. They're new. They come in a pack of 2, and I'm using the diamond one. I'm also using the Let's Chat stamp set. So this is in the mini catalog. It is one of the first stamp sets that caught my eye. If you know me, you know that I love big, bold, kind of modish images. This is totally up my alley. I love this phone. I can't believe, though, that I'm saying this phone is vintage, because I don't know about you, but I had a phone just like this growing up. And I remember that curly, phone cord, and it had a real bell. It would jingle when you moved it. But anyway, it's totally vintage. It is definitely over 20 years old. So that's what we're using tonight. And along with that, I'm using the beautiful Flowering Zinnias designer series paper. This pattern paper is gorgeous. It is bright. It is cheery. It has all these floral patterns on it. We've looked at it before. It's so, so pretty. That's why I just keep using it, because then on the back, it has like all these basic patterns that are good for like everything. So yeah, this is why I used it last week. I'm using it this week. Pretty sure I'm using it next week. I just love it. You love this stamp set? Oh, me too. All right. And I have my dies. I have some nested essential dies that I pulled out. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by doing some die cutting. I have a little piece of Lemon Lolly here, and this is where I'm going to use the Nested Essentials dies, which are some of my favorite dies. They're just so basic, and there's something about the rectangles with the rounded corners. I just think they're great. So that's what I'm using tonight. And this is the only die cutting I need to do. I'm going to get my mini machine, which was over here on the floor, hanging out, waiting for me to use it. And of course, I need to grab the plates for my mini machine. So I'm going to start by putting in plate number 1. On top of that, just a little bit down from the top, I'll put plate number 2. Then I'm going to put my paper, my cardstock, try to put it at just a little bit of an angle. I'm going to put my die. And then, you know what? I got this backwards. Let's make sure I put the right one on. So my number 2, my cutting plate. I always like to use the same cutting plate because it gets really, really cut up. So number 1 plate, number 2 plate, just a little bit down from the top. My cardstock, my die, and then my other number 2 plate, and this is going to go and line up with the number 1 plate. So we got kind of, can you see that? The plate in the center is down from the top. This is just going to help it get started on this mini machine. And I'll just roll it through. Sometimes the mini machine can be a little bit hard because it's smaller. It's a little bit more lightweight, which makes it really good for traveling and keeping on your stamp desk and all those kinds of things. But sometimes it doesn't start quite as easy as the full-size machine because it's lightweight. So by staggering the plates like that, that's really going to help you. And then, of course, anytime you are cutting something in a square or a rectangle or a big shape, it's always good if you can kind of put it in an angle, because if the part that starts is smaller, it's going to start easier. All right. Did my die cutting. I got my little die cut lemon lolly rectangle here. We're gonna do some stamping now. I'm gonna put away my die. There we go. And let me see, what am I doing? Whew. I need to grab some ink pads. I'm gonna grab some melon mambo and some pumpkin pie, because pink and orange is one of my favorite color combos. I love pink and orange. All right, I'm going to take the headset and I'm going to ink that up with some pumpkin pie, get that nice and inky, and just stamp it right on a scrap of basic white. There we go. And then I'll pull out my melon mambo. Fonda, you like pink and orange too? I don't know what it is. It's just, and I have that curly phone cord. I remember we would sit and these would get like all wrapped around, and then it would always drive me nuts because, you know, the curl would get twisted the wrong direction, and you sit there and you try to like retwist the whole thing so you can get it all going the right way so it just looks perfect, and it just gets all messed up again because, of course, you take your phone and you like try to walk far away with it. You're walking out of the room and down the hall and until you run out of phone cord. Oh my goodness. All right, I am just fussy cutting out the top of the phone here. I'm not even going to use the bottom of the phone on this one though. Some of my other samples they do, but this one I'm just using the headset, the receiver. Can't even remember the parts of a regular phone anymore, of your old rotary phones. All right. So really simple, just a little bit of fussy cutting, cut out that receiver. And then I'm going to cut out the curly phone cord too. This will take just a minute. This one is really, what do I want to say? Stretched out. It's really stretched out. It's not all like curly queued up together. So I'm just cutting around the little curls. This just brings back such fond memories of like my youth. Being on the phone. Did anybody used to go like in their closet or someplace to like hide while you talked on the phone? Because you had to be close enough that you know, were attached to wherever the phone was attached to the wall, but which means you couldn't always get away from everyone. All right, cutting out my curly cube phone cord. Yours was on the kitchen wall and used to hide in the pantry. Yeah. We had like a wall phone too, but the one that looked just like this rotary phone, because I think our one in the kitchen, I'm not that old. Although no, when I was really little, we had a rotary phone in our kitchen too. But when I was in high school, the phone in our kitchen was a push button. But I had a phone in my room. And the phone in my room was exactly like this phone, except it was in a really not pretty color. It was in that, you know, putty color. So not a beautiful orange like this phone is, or whatever color you want to make it. It's a fun thing about stamping. You can make it whatever color. Hello, Kathy. You use the one upstairs if you wanted privacy. That makes sense. All right. So I'm just going to kind of lay these on here for just a second because I'm going to do a little bit more stamping. So what I want to do is I'm going to grab this little stamp that's like sound coming out, right? And I'm going to grab the Daffodil Delight. I want it to show up on the Lemon Lolly. So I'm going to use Daffodil Delight, which is just a little bit darker. And we're going to stamp it where it's going to be coming out of the receiver here. So there we go. Just like that. And then I'm going to use the Melon Mambo again. Melon Mambo. And I'm going to stamp this little hello. See if I can get this straight-ish. Stamp hello over here. And then there's a little heart. I'm going to use the little heart too. And just stamp that underneath. So sweet. All right. Now let's see. We're almost ready to assemble this. I do want to do just a little bit of embossing. So I have a little piece of Melon Mambo cardstock. This is 1 inch by 5 inches. And I'm going to grab that fun embossing folder. We're going to put this through my mini emboss, cut and emboss machine. I'm going to put it this way. I like to put it where I can see this line, especially when I have something like this, where it has this diamond pattern and it's gonna show if it's not straight, right? So I like to line up the edge of my cardstock with the line just to help keep it nice and straight. And then I always look at it too to see, all right, am I on track there? All right, so now grab my little mini machine. And I have my plate. Hold on. Almost forgot. All right, here is my embossing plate. So when you're doing the embossing, you need to use the number 3 plate, which is gray. It's a little bit bigger. I'm going to put still a number 2 plate underneath. Then I will put my embossing folder with the cardstock in there. And then I'm going to put another number 2 plate on top. And we'll go ahead and run this through. It's been a long time since I've done embossing in my mini machine. So let's hope. Let's hope it works. I think I need to kind of got to give it a shove while you're rolling it, which is come on, here we go. All right, it's hard to like hold the top and give the back a shove at the same time, which is what it's still not going. All right, let me take this out. Let's see. Oh nope, this is why. See, I haven't used my mini machine in a long time. With the mini, you just use the 3 plate and the 2 plate. Nope, that's not true. All right. I'm going to read this. I'm going to read it. It has instructions on it. 3 plate and the 1 plate. So this is just not a 3D embossing folder. And when you use the big machine, you have to use the regular base and then a cutting plate on top and a cutting plate on the bottom. But with the mini machine, as I am now learning, you just want that number 1 plate and then your embossing folder and then the number 3 plate. I should emboss with this more often. And I would know better how it works. All right. So there is our beautifully embossed piece. Check that out. Isn't that a fun diamond pattern? I just love it. I just love it. So cute. All right. Let's put this card together, shall we? I have a piece of the gorgeous design series paper. This side is like my favorite, but I'm going to use this one. This is pumpkin pie with some lemon lolly stars on it. And it is 5 inches by 3 3/4. I'm just going to put some multi-purpose glue on the back. Thank you, Judy. I'm glad that you love my energy and aren't just annoyed that I can't remember how to use things. That's why I love that it has like the little instructions right on it. It has the pictures so that, you know, if you get stuck, you can look at the pictures, right? I'm going to add this strip right across the center. Put a little multi-purpose glue on there too. Oh, now it's going to go right in there. Oh, so cute. And then this is going to go on my piece of Lemon Lolly card base. So this, of course, 8.5 by 5.5, standard card base size, scored at 4 1/4. And I am just folding it on that score line. That's just in half. And then I can adhere this piece to the front. Now I have lots more samples to show you too, because I had fun playing with this set. All right, this is going to go right on here. Get that all centered up. And then we're going to add this hello, and I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals because everything has to have dimensionals. If you don't know, dimensionals are just these little foam hexagons. And they're double-sided, so they are sticky on one side. You peel them off, and then you peel off the backs to get to the other sticky side, and then you end up with these little hexagons all over your house. Ask me how I know. But it just kind of gives your stamped card or your project, gives it a little bit extra dimension, hence dimensionals. All right, now I'm going to grab my receiver and we're going to put some dimensionals on this too. And I'm going to grab just a little bit of some minis to put in the center here. There we go. And peel those backs. And then this receiver goes right in here. So it looks like, you know, you're talking on it, right? And now we need to add that curly phone cord, and we're going to put it on so it kind of goes like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some dimensionals under here, but it's going to kind of go like that. Trying to go off the page. Now my mini dimensionals, I've pretty much used up this sheet. So I'm just going to cut some from the edges and pop these on here. May have to cut them down even more because this is pretty skinny. Let's just want to get one right there. Let's see. We'll just cut that one in half even again. Before I take the backs off, I'm just going to make sure that this is going to work where I want it to go. Come on. Yeah. Yep, that's going to be good. So it's going to be like popping up there. So I'm going to take the backs off. And I'm going to hold this up. I'm going to put just a little bit of, you have dimensionals that are so old, they have lost their stickiness. I think it's time for some new ones. If they have lost their stickiness, all right, so I just put a little bit of adhesive on there so it'll stick where I want it. Not come out. There we go. And now we just need to add some embellishments. Gotta have the embellishments, right? So this is where I'm pulling in these shiny sequins. I so wish these were available for you. So frustrating that they're not, but The phone set is available. This gorgeous zinnia paper is available. And of course, when you order through me and you use my monthly host code, you are going to receive frequent shopper points for every $50 of supplies that you order. When you get 6 of those points, then you get to pick out a free stamp set from me. So just kind of as a little thank you. All right. There we go. So just adding a couple in there. And there we go. There's our card. I'm going to hold this up for you in just a second. Let me put away my shiny sequins. Get this out of the way. It's reflecting weird. All right. There we go. Isn't that cute? Oh, so sweet. So, so sweet. So a little hello in some fun pink and orange colors. Let me show you the other ones I got. So here is another one. This one says, hey, and I love this. I kind of wish that they had done more of this where they took that curly phone cord and they put a word in it and it says, hey. This one, I cut out that little heart and I just popped that up on a dimensional in the center of my phone. So much fun. And then this one's fun too. This one's more pink and orange. Again, with the Flowering Zinnia Designer Series paper, I use the Nested Essentials. This time I use that big, I don't even know what kind of shape that is. It's kind of an elongated hexagon thing. And I cut that out of that gorgeous flower paper. I feel like this paper is kind of retro. And then you put it with the pink and orange in this phone, and it all just kind of vibes together, I think. And here I cut out the word bubble because there are some word bubbles in here and added the little hello on there too. Super fun. And then this last one, this is my thank you card for February. So I just sent this out in the mail today to everyone who ordered from me in February. This will be coming in the mail. And isn't it sweet? We have an orange phone again. Here I use the dots and spots dies on the back. And you can't see it. I don't think it shows up well enough, but you can see just a little bit. I punched out that heart using the Bee Builder punch, and then I colored it with a little Wink of Stella, so it has some glittery on it. And then on the inside, I did another receiver, and then this. Now, this thanks isn't from the stamp set. This is from another stamp set. It's from the Timeless Arrangement stamp set, but it fit in there really nicely, and I thought it kind of matched the ring on the front. So there we go. There are tonight's fun pink and orange cards with that kind of vintage mod look to them. That's what I'm calling it, a vintage mod look. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I will be back next week, Tuesday, for Stamp With Me Tuesday. We are going to be doing mystery stamping on Tuesday. So if you've never done mystery stamping, I hope you'll come check it out. It is so much fun. Basically, I give you the spoken or written clues to make a card, the step-by-step instructions, but I don't show you how to make it. And so everybody's card ends up a little bit different because you're taking your pieces and putting them together and trying to follow those directions, which is a lot harder maybe than it seems. So watch for the first clue with the dimensions of the paper that you need to pre-cut on Monday afternoon. We're going to do that on Tuesday. So mystery stamping is on Tuesday. On Thursday, I am going to be out of town, but the plan is there will be a video that will be premiering that night. And I'm going to be using the Taco Fiesta stamp set for that with this gorgeous paper because I love it so much. But I promise the cards will not all be pink and orange. We'll make some green cards. How's that? All right. Thank you all for joining me. I will see y'all next week. Have a fabulous weekend. Bye-bye.